Alright guys, what's the plan? What's the plan?
Wait,
Hey!
let's go over there and point that thing.
Nick! Hey!
What's they doing over there?
Nick, we gotta make the plan. What do we do? What do we do?
We go in the pool. What's they?
No,
What's they doing over there?
he's getting the vacuum.
We gotta. Put
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, let's go. You like water? We'll give you water.
I can't wait to get our new vacuum again.
Oh,
This thing's terrible. Hmm?
It's actually cold.
We got the heater on. Hey team. So if you guys recall, we got one of these cordless robotic pool cleaners called an Aiper, and you may wonder, well, how come recently you've been using the old pool vacuum pump thing, which is nowhere near as good? Well, the cleaner has power connectors for recharging it, which you recharge after use, and our pool is a saltwater pool. The connectors corroded and one of the prongs fell off. So you know, we told Aiper about it, and they sent me another one. So it's got good service, which is nice. But this thing is so nice, I don't want it to break again. And I mean, it really cleans the pool way better than the vacuum one. The reason is, with the vacuum one, you have to split the power of your pump between the bottom vacuum and the skimmer on the top, and so it's doing you know, twice as much cleaning. That if you put this in to clean the bottom, then you can put all the power of the pump on just the skimmer, and it ends up, in my opinion, keeping the pool cleaner. But it also does a better job with the bottom. You know, the vacuum, it just, you know, it could be we've got this old Hayward maybe, but it just doesn't seem to do as good a job, in my opinion. Plus, you have to clean the skimmer for the vacuum at the pump all the time. While this one here, maybe once a week, you just clean the filter. Anyway, let's see what we got in the box. And then I'm going to show you what I got here to try to avoid the same problem again. And I'm going to monitor it like crazy. So let's take a look in the box here, see what we got. All right. Always loving opening up new boxes with goodies. Wow, look at that. Very nice. So, in the bag here, thing here. There's a cleaner. cleaner. And this here is the charging port. It has a nice little rubber cap on it. But the fact of the matter is it's going to get wet with the pool water. It's going to get in here. And these little prongs here don't do well with the salt water. So we are going to put this dielectric Anti-Corrosion Connector Gel. I got this on Amazon and I'll link it. And I'm hoping that this does the trick in keeping the corrosion off of the prongs. Now, Aiper says to dry these prongs, he'll keep them dry. So I'm thinking a Q-tip maybe in, you know, to dry them off also might help. But the water's going to get everywhere, unfortunately. So anyway, let's look at the device real quick here, and then we'll get into what I'm going to do. So I'm just prepping the device here. It comes shipped. Very important is this little rope. This is so you can lower it into the pool and pull it out easy. So we're going to tie this on. And these fins are pretty important too. It helps it determine when to go the opposite direction. So it's real easy to put on. You just slide it in the groove there and then snap it in. They give you an extra one. Now I think this might be a mistake here, because the extra one was supposed to be white. So you have a choice of putting a white fin or this color fin, but they sent me, because I mean I don't really see how these break. So there's really no point unless it was a different color. And then the charging thing. So again, probably want to protect this from the salt water, and this is the little brush that we're going to put on the bottom here. I should have probably did that before. Actually, it doesn't really matter that much. Just take this off. So taking the top off here is real simple. On the edges here, see that kind of it's a tab on each side. You just pull out, and it comes right off. Simple as that. And that's how you access the filter, by the way. So all the gook and stuff goes in here. You just rinse this out once a week or whatever, and you put this guy back in, and it's super simple. Now this thing here we're going to want to put on the bottom. I got a little guide here where it goes, and actually it's got these little holes, and these bottom clips just snap right in there. Should be in there for the long haul. Make sure it's flush, and this will agitate the bottom so it gets sucked in to the cleaner, and that's it. We're going to put the filter back on. Simple as this. And then the main unit, which you can see here's the vacuum. It's all very sturdy construction. And just line it up, make sure everything's nice and lined up, and put it down. There we go. There it is. See, everything clips right in, and and we're ready to go. So we're gonna put this guy here on this hoop. Now, for those of you guys that aren't boaters, don't worry about it. I'm a boater, and I still don't know how to do knots real well. Just tie a nice little knot here, so it doesn't, so you can pull it out and not worry about it coming off. There it is. So these here adjustments are so it doesn't just keep going back and forth, you know, in the same. You want it to go up and back and make different directions. So if you leave it on 0 here, it's just going to go back and forth. So I'm just turning it 20 degrees that way, and then I'll turn it 20. Oh, they already had it 20 degrees that way. So they kind of have it set, but you might want to fool with that a little bit, depending on whether you're getting coverage of the whole pool. These nozzles turn, and it directs the unit to go a different way. So that'll work for now. But let's do the goop on it and see how that does. Ever get an opportunity. See the Q-tip here. Yeah, it'll work. Q-tips what I'm going to use. It only gets it in the middle, but that's okay. Let's see, put it up here. Really just not so much on here that it's going to be, you know, get into the pool, although I imagine it's not water soluble, but let's put this here, make sure we got that going good. Let's just see here. It's on there pretty good. Okay, and then we're going to put this on like that. And before we put it in the pool, of course, we're going to put this back on there. So let's go ahead and see if the charge works with the stuff on the ports. That, of course, is the only worry. And it works, so we're getting a charge. So when that goes green, this guy's ready to clean. Nice, right? If you guys can see the helicopter, there's another police chase going on. I'm checking on the cleaner, and nope, it's still charging. As soon as that light goes green, we'll be able to put this guy back in the pool and get that pool nice and cleaned up. So this thing is charged. See the green light right there. So let's go ahead and put this in the water and let it do its thing. carefully unplug this. And when I say carefully, it's got to be carefully. We don't want those plugs coming off. Put this on to protect it. And off we go. Here. So when you put it in, you just turn it on here. And then we let it sink. There it is. And off we go. Now you can see there's quite a bit of debris on the bottom here. Alright, well, let's let it finish its business and then we'll go ahead and clean the filter. And enjoy the rest of the day. Alright, so it's done. And it looks like it did a pretty darn good job of cleaning the pool. So we're going to pull it out and clean the filter. A little rope here. And I like to pull it out over on this side because when you pull it out, it has water in the unit, and all of that can either stay in or whatnot. Let's see here. All right, I let it pour out, and then I mean, it says to clean the filter every time, and I don't think I agree with that. I don't think that's necessary. Oh, we got to turn it off too. Okay. I don't think it's necessary to clean it every time, but I'd like to clean it. So you just pull on the sides here. There's these little tabs, and you just open it up like that. And we pull the little filter off. And look at all the goop. That's a lot of goop. Well, you can see all that. So, get all the hair and goop out of here. I mean, I'm gonna probably clean this once a week. Depending on, like, if we get a storm or something. And you know, when I brush the pool. But you could spray it down and hose it just so it's nice and clean. I don't think it's, again, necessary. And it's your thing again, you could hose it. Dang wolf hairs. And then you just put this back on, and you set this thing right back on how it was before, and it snaps right in. Look at that, easy as it can be. Snaps in, and we're ready to recharge. Now here's the thing with recharging it. So it's wet with salt water, and probably want to get any of that salt water off of here so it doesn't corrode it. You want to maybe dry it off a little bit. You know, you're saying to yourself, well, who wants to mess with doing this? And you know, what I did is I just ignored it and plugged it in like nothing, and it corroded those. So really what you want to do is just make sure there's no corrosion in there. You can see it very clearly if there's corrosion. As long as there's no corrosion, you could probably be just fine. But once you see the corrosion, you definitely got to take steps, because corrosion eats through these little prongs, and it's such a tight fit that pulled one of the prongs off, and that's it. Pull that prong off and it's over, Johnny. Probably don't even need to be reapplying the grease all that often. Maybe just once in a blue moon. The grease kind of protects it. You certainly don't want to put too much, and you don't want to create a contact between these two when they connect, or even in there. Because it could pop the adapter, which we don't want also. So anyway, so there it is. Now we just plug this in again. Nice solid fit, and you can see we're red. And now we're just gonna wait for it to be green, and it's ready to go again. So that's really it. You know, look, like I said, it might say, oh, it's a big pain in the butt, but it only went like 2 months or so with no preventative work before the corrosion happened. So I would at least apply this one time on there, and maybe once a week or a month, something, just to and monitor for that corrosion if you have a saltwater pool, because if it breaks that prong, your beautiful cleaner is gonna break. And let me tell you, this thing's way too nice for the pool to let some stupid thing like corrosion. Now the company should probably look into it, like some kind of anti-corrosion plug, you would think, and I'm sure they are looking into that. But as for now, this is what I'm gonna do to make sure that my smart cleaner keeps cleaning. All right, guys, until next time. Even I'm annoyed with myself. Bye, everybody.